Hello everyone. When we had debunked fakery, people disliked us. When we had compared this concerted misinformation drive with some other story, people again disliked us. But truth has no room for compromise. While some shy away from it, we stand firm because justice for the innocent, for the brutalized, for those who have been silenced, matter above all.
Justice! Justice! Justice!
During the Abhijit protest rallies, emotions have overwhelmed everyone. Many have cried. We have seen tears. The cries of the people may echo, but I say don't weep. Rise with determination. For me, asking the hard questions and demanding transparency are just not rights. They are the foundation of justice. And I will not be backing down from exposing the lies, no matter how many enemies we make. And today, we will expose a few more. And I ask you all, what do you choose? Truth or the fakery that can derail justice? Senior advocate Vrinda Grover has withdrawn herself from the Abhijit matter. She and her chamber were representing the victim's family. Yes, the victim's family. Yet, they were compelled to take their hard decision. They had cited intervening factors and circumstances that they render legal services only in accordance with law, evidence, and professional ethics. So, what came in the way of Vrinda Grover's professional ethics? I believe I know the answer. But before I give you the details, I want to highlight a very important development. On Thursday, the victim's family had gone to the trial court, that is the Shialda court, where the trial has been on since November 4th. The victim's family was accompanied by some junior doctors. Hear carefully, some junior doctors. There was a new advocate. Since senior advocate Vrinda Grover's chamber has withdrawn themselves, there was a new advocate. They went to hear the proceedings. Now that's an in-camera trial because you're talking about a rape case. That's the reason the trial would always be in-camera proceeding, which means no outsider would be allowed inside. So apart from advocates of the concerned parties, no one is expected to be there inside the courtroom, not even the family. But the advocate insisted that the family be allowed. The judge first thing first questioned, and almost immediately, what are the doctors doing inside the courtroom? What's their locus standi? Exactly what, if sources are to be believed, the judge had asked. The judge had then asked the junior doctors to leave the courtroom. So the question is, why did they go there? Why did the junior doctors go to the Shialda court knowing very well that it is an in-camera trial? Was there any motive? I have nothing against junior doctors. Trust to me, I've got nothing against junior doctors. And I'm not trying to bracket all the junior doctors under one umbrella. There are certain junior doctors who had been at the forefront of the protest, almost like the face of the movement, and few amongst them had gone to the Shialda court on Thursday. While I have nothing against the junior doctors, I have everything against anyone and everyone who is trying to come in the way of justice. Is this a mere coincidence that junior doctors accompanied the family after Vrinda Grover's exit from the case? Vrinda Grover exited stating intervention from some quarter. If that's not CBI or police or state government or central government or any other state or central agencies, and that's exactly what you had learned from senior advocate Vrinda Grover's chamber, then is it wrong to doubt if a section of junior doctors might be the people who are creating that external intervention through acts like misguiding the family? I'm simply asking a question. Is it a mere coincidence that the lawyer who is now representing the family at the Shialda court happened to be the same lawyer who had defended the DYFI members who were accused and arrested by Kolkata police in connection with the August 14 vandalism? That attack was seen as an attempt to destroy evidences. Now, watch carefully. The people who were accused, the DYFI members, are not the only ones who were arrested. They were there along with others to have been arrested. But when they were released by the court on bail, CPM leader Meenakshi Mukherjee was there outside the jail to greet them, which essentially confirms their political association. Now, the question is, the people who were arrested in connection with the alleged attempt of destruction of evidences was defended by an advocate. Now, that same lawyer is representing the victim's family. Well, a lawyer can represent anyone, and that's the reason I'm not taking the name of the advocate. I'm not taking the name of the advocate because it is a practice that a lawyer can represent anyone. But is this a coincidence? Little hard to process. Can you deny that there has been a serious misinformation drive? From 150 grams to all bones broken to police forcibly cremating the body and whatnot. Misinformation one after the other. There had been protest rallies fundamentally relying on such misinformation. Strange enough that not a single junior doctor had come to the forefront debunking those fake information.
কি করে হয় এই রকম যদি 113টা কামড়ের দাগ 113টা কামড়ের দাগ এবং তার স্পাম পাওয়া গেছে অনেকটা 100 গ্রাম, তাহলে 7-8 জন ধর্ষণ করা ছাড়া এই রকম স্পাম পাওয়া যায় না।
Were bones broken?
Yes.
How many? Any particular bone which was broken?
Paired bone, but in the humerus one, it was actually totally rotated 180 degree. It was কোনোদিন হতে পারে না।
180 degree.
Yes.
When you do not condemn something, essentially knowing very well that they are fake or they are wrong, and yet you do not condemn it, why shouldn't that be construed as condoning the same fake information? We have debunked the fake information one after the other over and over again. And that's how we have made so many enemies. But why am I saying this now? Here's an exclusive scoop. What you have learned from sources that one particular junior doctor had very recently met with CBI at the CBI office and gave a statement. Wonder what? Maybe a week or 2 weeks back. Now, in that statement, the junior doctor claimed that he wants to be a witness to a statement or a claim he is making. Now, what is that claim? He claimed before CBI, and as what I've learned from sources, that he had seen Sanjay Roy, the prime accused in the case of rape and murder, that he had seen Sanjay Roy meeting former Arjikor principal Sandip Ghosh on the intervening night of August 8 and 9. The crime per se was committed on August 9. So this junior doctor had gone to CBI and claimed that he had seen Sandip Ghosh meeting Sanjay Roy in the intervening night of August 8 and 9, much before the act of crime. The junior doctor essentially then wanted to imply that Sanjay had committed the rape as part of a larger conspiracy hatched by Sandip Ghosh. Now, both Sandip and Sanjay were behind bars. They are still behind bars. So, on the basis of that very crucial tip of information, CBI did not rush to arrest any one of them because they were already behind bars, right? So, what did CBI do? CBI rather went back to its office to investigate the tip-off. CBI also asked that if that's the case, then can you confirm, you junior doctor, can you confirm where and what time has this meeting happened between Sanjay Roy and Sandip Ghosh? As per my source, the junior doctor gave Arjikor as the place and also gave out a time. Now CBI, with that crucial piece of information, went back to office and investigated, only to find out that Sanjay on that said time was somewhere else completely. Is CBI lying? Possibly not, because there is CCTV footage to confirm that Sanjay was there at a different place at the time as being reported by the junior doctor. So if Sanjay, as per the CCTV footage, is somewhere else and his mobile tower location is actually confirming that he is somewhere else, how can the meeting happen between Sanjay and Sandip Ghosh? Was the junior doctor then lying? If I have to believe my source, the CBI came out of the office and told the junior doctor, please go back. Was this then the desperation of that particular junior doctor to spread fake information? And that desperation has now gone so big that he or they are unwilling to spare even the CBI. The other thing we are learning from our sources that few junior doctors had been insisting that 4 junior doctors who were there with the victim on that fateful night had dinner together be investigated. They are already named in the charge sheet as witnesses and that they have already been examined by CBI, also by Kolkata police when the matter was with Kolkata police. Yet, a section of junior doctors are now insisting that those 4 male junior doctors who had dinner with the victim be now investigated afresh. Now, little research show us that 2 of those doctors belong to families with political lineage. Hear carefully. One doctor's father was seen in a political meeting of Trinamool Congress. Another doctor's father was seen in a political meeting of the BJP. Now, there are pictures on Facebook. Now, clinging on those 2 pictures, it has been drawn as an inference that those 2 individuals, those 2 junior doctors, also have political connections because their fathers were spotted at some political events. So, is this because of their fathers that those junior doctors have been identified with their political lineage and targeted? Is that a fair question or not? Now, CBI has refused to entertain that, and that's exactly what you're learning from our sources because they have undergone polygraph test. They have gone through the examination process and they have passed, which means the statement which they had given to the CBI has actually matched when they were asked the same set of questions and more during the polygraph test. Yet, some junior doctors want them to be framed. Question is why? In fact, I'm being told by my source that the same was communicated to senior advocate Vrinda Grover's chamber by the family. Again, I say the family could be misguided, and I have got nothing against the family. They were asked to file an application probably before the court so that those 4 male junior doctors who were there inside the seminar room had dinner together with their daughter be probed afresh. Now, CBI has already probed them. They have undergone the layered voice analysis test. In other words, the polygraph test. And they had all passed, as I said. And they were consistent, as I said, unlike Sanjay Roy. And if sources are to be believed, the chamber of senior advocate Vrinda Grover had refused to do that, refused to oblige, because it lacked evidences. And probably that's possibly had led to parting of ways. Again, I say, senior advocate Vrinda Grover's chamber had issued a statement clearly stating that they only perform in accordance with law, with professional ethics. Did they find this unethical to name people and implicate them when they're not involved? How can you implicate someone without evidence? Is that a fair question or not? If pictures of their family members, their fathers, showing association with some political party is a reason to doubt their integrity, then what about these pictures? These are the junior doctors who had been at the forefront of the protest and movement. They can be clearly seen flaunting their association with a political ideology. Should we then start doubting their integrity and their motive behind the protest? Should we start questioning that because they belong to a political ideology which is in contrast to the political ideology of a party that is there in government in the state of West Bengal, is that the reason they are protesting, and is that the reason they are fighting, and the fight for justice is just the facade? Should we question that? I have accessed a few documents. Amongst them is a statement from the family, a second statement given to CBI, where they have clearly mentioned the name of Meenakshi Mukherjee. In the second statement given by the victim's father, he clearly says that I reiterate my earlier statement, and on being asked, I further state that on 9th of August 2024, about 12 to 15 of our relatives were present near the morgue of Arjikor Medical College and Hospital while the post-mortem of our daughter was being conducted at morgue. We joined them after starting the post-mortem of my daughter. After reaching there, I came to know from one of my relatives that one Miss Meenakshi Mukherjee, worker of CPIM party, who was also present there, told that we should try to preserve the dead body for the purpose of conducting second autopsy. Please understand, this is a statement by the victim's family given to CBI, a second statement where it's clearly stated that they were told by Meenakshi Mukherjee, worker of CPIM party, who was also present there, that they should try to preserve the dead body for the purpose of conducting second autopsy. As soon as the dead body of our daughter was taken from the morgue, the same was kept in hearse, and though there were efforts by said Miss Meenakshi Mukherjee and others to stop the hearse from leaving, however, the hearse was driven so fast that we could not locate the hearse at that time. This statement clearly indicates that CPM leader Meenakshi Mukherjee at that very moment had an influence on a family that was dealing with an unimaginable sense of trauma, sense of loss. Is this another clinching proof of influence? Again I say, the family is dealing with trauma. People while dealing with trauma may become more susceptible to doubts and suspicions. Question is, had anyone tried taking advantage of their mental state to score some mileage? I have more documents to show. CBI in its own charge sheet had stated that CBI had formed a multi-institutional medical board comprising of expert members from AIIMS, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital, Lady Hardinge Medical College, VMMC and Safdarjung Hospital, and Maulana Azad Medical College, New Delhi. Please understand, they do not come under the state government of West Bengal, and they had gone through the finer details of the case. For example, going through the viscera report, post-mortem report which was videographed, and eventually they had released an interim report. Please mark my word, interim report. What did they find in that interim report? The interim report said the cause of death was due to asphyxia as a combined effect of throttling and smothering. Rigor mortis was present all over the body at the time of conducting the post-mortem examination, which implies that this person died 12 to 18 hours prior to conduction of autopsy. The injuries related to hymen, which were fresh in origin, are clearly indicating that the victim had suffered forceful penetrative sexual assault. It is further corroborated with the report of swab taken from area around both nipples, showing the presence of saliva belonging to Sanjay Roy as confirmed by DNA profiling report. The injuries found on the body of accused Sanjay Roy, as described in the medical legal report, are blunt force injuries consistent with marks of resistance, struggle by the victim, and the age of these injuries could be between 24 to 36 hours prior to examination. Now this is an interim report, not the final report. What's there in the final report? Is the final report any different? This is the final report by the Multi-Institutional Medical Board constituted by CBI, and this final report has been given to the trial court as well. And in this report, to the question to ascertain whether this incident can be committed by a single person, what is the medical board saying? The medical board is saying, considering the spectrum of injuries which are present over face and neck region and genitalia, as well as other associated evidence, the possibility of such injuries having been inflicted by a single person cannot be ruled out. All along, many people were saying there were so many injuries on the body and that it cannot be a handiwork of one individual. The medical board is saying that the injuries having been inflicted by a single person cannot be ruled out, which means a single person can do that. This is further corroborated by scientific interpretation of various DNA analysis reports by forensic DNA expert and deliberation with the multi-institutional medical board. DNA profiling generated from the bunch of small hair stated to be recovered from the scene of crime was found to belong to a single male individual and matched with the DNA profile of Sanjay Roy as per DNA report which was given to them. Further, Exhibit X, that is jeans pant, and Exhibit Z, that is slippers, both belonging to accused, showed presence of blood. DNA profile generated from both these exhibits was found to be human female in origin and matched with the deceased as per the DNA report which is there with them. Which means the blood of the victim was found on the shoe and his jeans, and there is an absolute proof, there is a match. Similarly, the hair that was found from the scene of crime belonged to Sanjay Roy. There is another question, very important. Whether the injuries found on the body of accused during his medical legal examination are due to resistance struggle by the victim at time of commission of crime. If so, possible causes and time of the said injuries. To which the multi-institutional medical board is saying yes, the injuries found on the body of accused as described in the medical legal report are blunt force injuries consistent with marks of resistance struggle by the victim. They first blamed Abhijit Mondal for destroying all evidences. Abhijit Mondal has come out on bail because CBI failed to file a charge sheet that can confirm that Mondal had in fact destroyed evidences. Now some junior doctors are saying that CBI failed, Kolkata police failed, Kolkata police did not have a spine, sheet dara, CBI has also failed. Tomorrow they would say that CBI 2 lakhs, a sheet dara, a spine. So should the case now be handed over to DBI, that is Doctors Bureau of Investigation? There are certain evidences were destroyed, right? If they have proof, go give it to CBI. Again I say, was there camera to suggest that they who reached to the spot or responded to the crisis, first thing first, had some malified intention and even they had destroyed evidences? Should we cast such aspersions? No, there is no need to. It is natural. If a crime happens somewhere, there is no cop present over there, so obviously the cop would be informed and then the cop would be coming there. In the meantime, people who had walked into the room came out of the room. What about their accountability? I'm not casting aspersions. Similarly, why are certain junior doctors casting aspersions without proof in hand that police have actually destroyed evidences? If evidences were not destroyed, then why do they expect that CBI will frame someone because some junior doctors wants that to happen? For now, I would simply want to rest my case and I want to leave it to you to decide which way things are going and whether it's time for us, all of us, to say enough is enough. We want justice, but we haven't given someone the right to be the custodian of this fight for justice. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, as much as it belongs to the bereaved family. Thank you so much.